good shots.
You guys got off to a great start. The atmosphere was, high. How do you respond to that?
Well, we responded well. Kids played great early. We got to be able to do a better job on the glass.
Fran McCaffery's been a guy who has up and down, but really gave you guys a spark early on.
Really proud of him. I told him, come off the bench, play with confidence. He was getting a little tentative. He wasn't tentative at all today. He was great. Should have played more. That's on me.
18 offensive rebounds for the Cyclones, 11 in the second half. It's obviously easier said than done to keep a team off the glass, but how difficult was it to?
Well, we went small with a small lineup, so you run the risk of that happening. I thought our small lineup was really good. We had 2 turnovers in the second half. We had plenty of shot opportunities to win the game, and made a bunch, then didn't make them. So, I could go big and get more rebounds, but then who knows what would have happened on the other end.
So, Fran, you guys were pretty locked down on the perimeter in the first half. They got hot in the second. Was it something they did, or just what were you?
Well, the one turnover was tough. We're up 9, had a chance to go up 11, and Brock turns it over, and they hit the 3. We had made a couple mistakes. Let's leave it at that. I'm not going to call anybody out. But kids played hard, did a lot of good stuff, and you got to give them credit. Those 2 guys made 3s. They're good players, and they stepped up and made shots. You got to give it to them. Don't talk about we should have done this and we could have done that. They made shots. They're very good players.
Logi coming off the bench, but Drew in the starting lineup.
Drew was great. He was absolutely terrific. So leading rebounder, and that's good, except somewhat disappointing, I guess. We got to do a better job across the board.
What about Logi? Made him capable of responding to going to the bench?
He's a good player. He's a great human being. He's a really good player. He's got that skill set in him. I was happy for him to go out there and play a little more relaxed coming off the bench.
TJ was really complimentary of your game plan, the way you guys played. I guess despite the loss, how can you build off what you guys did well today?
Well, this is a really good team, Iowa State, and again, they got a lot of different weapons. They really compete. They play together. They get productivity from a lot of different people, even off the bench, But they compete defensively, so you got to be able to handle the ball, move the ball, and just make sure you get good shots every time down. You're not always going to be able to create something with a set play. It's going to be off dribble penetration or off movement. And our guys, I think, did a really good job of that, and it was evident with 2 turnovers.
So Seydou's first game back, just what did you think about what he gave off the bench?
Yeah, he gave us a lift in both halves. Made 2 big free throws late. He'll have to figure some things out, but that's going to come with time, with experience.
Fran, I know Cooper was back on the bench. Was he able to go in?
Yeah, and I wanted to get him in. I stuck with that group because they were cooking.
You guys have had a few close games recently. How do you learn from both the wins and the losses in those type matchups?
Well, it's exactly what you do. You break the film down. Whether you win, it doesn't mean everything's perfect. You lose, doesn't mean everything's terrible. It's good stuff. There's stuff that needs to be corrected, and we take a very business-like approach.
Fran, when it comes to Peyton, he's a guy who wears his heart on his sleeve, really passionate, intense. Where Keegan maybe more so is more even-keeled in the public eye, I guess. When it comes to bouncing back from losses or adversity, do you coach those guys different from your standpoint, leadership-wise, or talk to them? I'm just kind of curious to your insight.
Yeah, he's been around. He knows what we want. He knows what we need to do. He's really trying to do what he needs for us to win, as a leader, as a player. So nobody's going to take it harder than him. So I'll just stay positive with him, tell him to keep leading. I would sit him down and correct his leadership style. I need him to stay positive and stay aggressive.
Last question.
Looked like some of the jump shooting down the stretch in particular, you guys started hot. Did you think that there was any legs or any fatigue in their legs or nothing like that? Okay.
What do you got, Jack?
Price only ended up playing 4. He had a good game in Michigan. Was it just a product of the way you guys played small?
Yeah. I need to get him in more minutes. I probably should have played Peyton a few less. He played 39. Should have got Price in there a little bit more. But that group was playing really well. I stuck with it.